Hello everyone, thank you very much for inviting me along to your session. I hope you have a really great day today. So I'm going to be talking to you about the amazing place that is Medway. Medway is a great place to live, to work, to learn and to visit, and it has a rich heritage and a great future, and I'm just going to run you through some of those aspects around Medway. Now if I'm talking, if you want to ask me a question, that's fine as we're going along. If not, I will just crack on through the presentation for you. So in terms of our rich heritage, we have an array of historical aspects for Medway. We have the finest and tallest Norman castle in the country. If any of my guys have heard this before, feel free to join in with me. We have the second oldest cathedral, just last night a number of members, second oldest cathedral in the country. We have rich connections with Dickens, who lived in the area in the early part of his life and his later years, drew on the people and places of Medway as the inspiration for some of his greatest works. And we have the best preserved dockyard dating from the age of sail, just behind that little thing that was on the screen, whatever that was. So an amazing heritage here in Medway. And indeed we have a range of heritage buildings across the place that really make Medway the place that it is. Eastgate House, 16th century grade 1 listed building, recently invested £2.1 million on the refurbishment of that building, bringing that back into use. We have the grade 2 listed building, the Corn Exchange. Dickens wrote about it, oddly garnished as if time was carrying out his works and had hung out his sign. We've got the Guildhall Museum, grade 1 listed building, the finest 17th century civic building in the county. Brook Theatre, grade 2 listed building, recently spent £415,000 improving the external facade of that building, that iconic building that's looking out over Chatham. And we have an amazing cultural offer here in Medway. So we have one of the largest free events and festivals programs in the country, more than 30 days of free festivals. That's just an indication of part of our cultural offer here in Medway. And we use our heritage to showcase all that Medway has to offer. So over the course of the summer, a number of you guys may well have been using this building as a vantage point to look out over the river for the Battle of Medway commemorations. Anybody go along to the Battle of Medway commemorations? Show me, yes. So that was an opportunity for us. So for the historians in our midst, Councillor Etheridge, so 1667, the Dutch raid, 350th anniversary of that event. The Dutch fleet sailed up the Medway, burst the chain at Upnor, set about the fleet while it was lying at anchor, took away the Royal Charles, the dastardly act that was. So for us, this was an opportunity for us to extend the hand of friendship, from flames to friendship. So we had our Battle of Medway commemorations over the course of the summer. A couple of warships came in, Royal Navy and the Dutch Royal Navy too, flotilla, civic and ceremonial events. And then the culmination, the finale event that we hosted, which the quotes were that would have graced the Thames. So around 30,000 people got to see that event. It was amazing and a great opportunity to showcase Medway to an international audience. And we have a stunning natural environment across Medway. So 50% of Medway's landmass is rural, and we have 7 Green Flag award-winning parks across the place. And under our direct management, we have the equivalent of 13.3 Hyde Park. So Hyde Park in London, under the council's direct management, we have the equivalent of 13.3 Hyde Parks across Medway. So an amazing, amazing place with a rich heritage and a great future. So I was meant to be talking to you about our regeneration program. So the regeneration program, for me, 2 key drivers around regeneration. The first one is skills. We are blessed with 4 universities here in Medway. Just 20 years ago, there was no university level provision. Now we have over 12,000 students studying at degree level across Medway. We have Mid-Kent College just up the road as well, £86 million worth of investment gone into that facility. And the University Technical College, £11 million worth of investment, 14 to 18-year-olds learning the key skills around construction, design, engineering, alongside the core syllabus areas of English, science and maths, about 600 students there. So skills provision is great in Medway, and of course that must lead into jobs and employment. Key site for us, oh, we've gone back one. There we go, thank you. So this is Innovation Park Medway, so Rochester Airport. Our proposals here are to just change the alignment of the runways, free up some space to establish a technology park, the opportunity to establish around 1,300 high-value, high GVA jobs. Working with BAE Industries, they employ about 1,400 people in Medway, and working with the University of Greenwich and our Innovation Centre too. That's an enterprise zone, so that brings business benefits there with tax relief, that kind of thing. And we already have £8 million worth of investment ready to bring that site forward. So really important, skills and employment. So I said there were two key drivers around regeneration, skills the first. Second one was connectivity. So we have high-speed one trains across all of our 5 main train stations. We've had a programme of investment across them too. So £26 million worth of investment in Rochester train station. That's the middle on the right-hand side there. We've had 2.6 million in Gillingham train station. We've got 1.4 million being invested in Chatham train station. That work is about to start. And we have 2.8 million pounds being invested in Strood train station. That work will finish in December. From Strood train station to St Pancras is 34 minutes. That connectivity is amazing in terms of regeneration and getting our regeneration scheme underway. And we have an amazing programme of regeneration. I'm just going to spin you through some of the numbers here. Temple Waterfront down at the bottom left, 600 homes on that site. Civic Centre site, 400 homes. Strood Riverside, 350 homes. Rochester Riverside, 1,400 homes. If I had a screen, it would say St Bart's, 100 homes. Shall I just carry on regardless? Chatham Waterfront, 115 homes. I can see it on that back screen there. We've got the Colonial House site, 250 homes. St Mary's Island, 350 homes. Bakersfield, 100 homes. Mears Court, 130 homes. Shall I still carry on? Yeah. Horsted Park, 350 homes. And let's not forget the work that MHS is bringing forward. So along Corporation Street, the developments that are going on there, and along at the Brook as well. So an amazing array of development that is underway. Did I miss any of those off? Yes, I did. So, Chatham Waters, thank you very much, daughter. 950 homes on that site. Victory Pier, 700 homes on that site. I think that was pretty much it. We have a huge regeneration programme that is underway across Medway that is going to transform the place. And we have a track record of delivery around regeneration in Medway. So when the dockyard closed 1984, pulled out, that's what St Mary's Island used to look like. That's what it looks like now. You can see that yourselves in terms of that transformation. St Mary's Island with its retail, its residential and its restaurants, the glistening towers, premier tourism attraction, and the Copper Rivet distillery. Was that a draw for you guys? So, the only distillery within a 100-mile radius where you can see the complete distillation process from grain to glass. It's gin, vodka or whiskey, locally sourced produce, locally sourced materials as well. New businesses emerging using those historic heritage buildings as well. So just a few of our key sites. That's Rochester Riverside, our flagship regeneration site. So that's what it used to look like. I can remember those gas cylinders being on that site as well. I'm sure a number of members will be able to recall that site looking like that too. Top right is what it looks like today. That site is ready for regeneration. That's 1,400 homes. That's 2 hotels. That's a school. We've got some colleagues in the audience that are very engaged with this as well. That is going to planning committee. Our members will make their final decision on the planning application later on this month, and then subject to members, we will be starting work on that. Countryside will be starting work on that scheme. 1,400 homes, train station right at its midst. That site will fly. And of course it's just adjacent to the medieval high street of Rochester with all the heritage that Rochester has. And just an illustration of the kind of scheme that we will have there. Chatham, the city centre of Medway. Dare to dream. Stay with me on this one. So we have great plans and aspirations for Chatham. So we have the Chatham Waterfront Development Site, 115 homes that we're going to be establishing there just between the pumping station and Staples. Whiffins car park just at the top, potential for development there. I've mentioned the Brook Theatre the works are undertaking, looking at establishing a marina there as well. Real opportunities for us to invest in the city centre for Medway. And we've got a significant programme of interventions underway. So working with the diocese, so St John's Church there, beautiful Waterloo Church, £1.3 million that they will be bringing to bear to bring that back into use as a community facility and a place of worship. £4 million worth of placemaking investments to really improve that sense of arrival. So when you arrive at Chatham, you're walking down into the city centre, you really have a sense of place about it. And there are some really interesting interventions that you can make. So just at the top right, you'll see that underneath the arches there's a potential opportunity for us. This is just Waterloo Road in London, the kind of thing that you can do, just small-scale interventions that actually make all the difference in terms of placemaking and place shaping. And this is an illustration of our Command of the Heights programme. So just again, linking up from Great Lines Heritage Park at the top down to the river as part of our city centre, £1.8 million, achieve that from HLF. In terms of that funding, opening up public space, reinstating the barrier ditch, getting that connectivity between a green flag space and the river as well. So 2 other sites that I'm just going to talk to you about. Chatham Waters, thank you, daughter. So I just want to make sure I pick that one up. So £650 million worth of investment Peel are putting into that site, 950 homes. Already built the University Technical College, already built the superstore. There's already the cafe that's now being built up there, pub restaurant. And residential phase is just about to start with some performance space just at the front here as well. Second site that I'll talk to you about is Victory Pier, Berkeley scheme. You'll be familiar with that, 500 homes built already out of the total 700. University accommodation top right, pretty impressive stuff, and a hotel on that site too. And as if that wasn't enough, that's all the stuff that is going on within Medway. All of that stuff is either in train or about to start or underway. And there are significant developments right on our doorstep too. So, Lower Thames Crossing, route has been announced. That's £6 billion worth of investment, estimated to have a value to the regional economy of about £8 billion, 6,000 jobs in that, 10 years to get that thing going, 5 years talking, there's always a lot of that, 5 years of building. That will make a real difference in terms of accessibility, in terms of dealing with the Dartford crossing. Perry likes it when I refer to it as sclerotic, which it is at the moment. That will vastly improve our connectivity. Another development just on our doorstep, Ebbsfleet Garden City. 15,000 homes going to be built there over the next 15 years. 30,000 jobs, £300 million worth of government funding going into that. That is just on our doorstep. And another dare to dream moment. Anybody heard about Paramount Park? Heard all that stuff? Okay, so let's...
Supposed to be opening in 2020.
That was the one. That was the one, Councillor Bowler. Thank you very much. So dare to dream. Stay with me on this one as well. You were really good about Chatham. Stay with me on this one. So London Resort Park, Swanscombe Peninsula. We've met with the guys that are running this outfit. That is £3.5 billion worth of investment going into that. That is 33,000 jobs. That is just going to be 10 minutes that way. So planning going in 2019, 2022 becoming a reality. 14 million visits a year to that beast. That is going to be a beast on our doorstep. Really important for me that our young people and people of Medway get the job opportunities there are around that. Plus we get the tourism and the cultural opportunities around it too. So dare to dream and stay positive. So that was it. I've used up my allocated time. I wanted to share with you the great place that Medway is. Medway is a great place to live, to work, to learn and to visit. And it's working with partners, working with you guys, that we make that a reality. That is our collective and shared endeavour. Thank you very much. Thank you.